You're tuned to 93.1 Life FM. It's great to have your company with us here on The Level on this Wednesday morning. Now, as you know, we've been talking about lots going on in regards to the Cork Lifelong Learning Festival. Those who are taking part in the Cork Lifelong Learning Festival, well, there's a lot all over the city, but one of the groups that are involved, and I know they have a number of other projects running, are the Lantern. And this is just a short start from their upcoming documentary.
You only have to look around you when you enter this place to see the difference it makes. See the smiles on people's faces, brightness in their eyes, and you believe the evidence of your own eyes. If being here, being part of this, makes you happy for 10 minutes, if you can laugh and joke or even be serious, without fear, without feeling lonely or heartbroken, then it's working. It makes a difference. Shine on.
That was just a little clip from their upcoming documentary. And joining us in the studio to tell us a little bit more about the Lantern Project, we have a number of guests. We have Karina Healy, we have Kieran Keeley, we have Spark Daly, and we have Liam Geary. You're all very, very welcome to you with us. We're going to go over to you first, Karina, to tell us a little bit about the Lantern Project.
Well, I think you heard really what the essence of it all is anyway, and what Johnny has said there in the beginning of the documentary. It's a place of welcome, and it's a place of welcome for everybody. It doesn't matter what your age is, your gender, or where you're from, or there's no kind of a, profile of anybody who's welcome in the Lantern. And what the Lantern is a community development project. Mm-hmm. And we're based on George's Quay, and we offer kind of creative space, and we offer educational opportunities, and the whole ethos is about empowerment of the person.
Now, there was a lovely article in yesterday's Evening Echo, 2 full pages, not a little article, it was quite an in-depth article, 2 full pages. Reach out for the light of the Lantern.
That's right. We had a beautiful journalist, Maeve O'Keefe, who came in to visit us, and she did quite an in-depth interview with myself, and she learned an awful lot about the project by looking at the documentary, and she spent a lot of time researching. And we have a few things coming up that are really worth celebrating. Yeah. So the lads will speak later about those things, but I think that Maeve did a great job, and we will have the actual the article from the newspaper on display in the City Library with an exhibition of our mural that has been created in the Lantern.
Yeah, the mural is amazing. So what's happening for the Cork Lifelong Learning Festival?
Well, we have lots of events going on in the Lantern. We have meditation and wellbeing, crochet, men's health and wellbeing. We have a workshop on beyond suicide, and we have a workshop on Jin Shin Jitsu, which is kind of a Japanese art of working on your hands it's kind of like reflexology for the hands, but it's been run by Sister Denise. And then we have a lovely workshop on finding your way back to the workplace. We have a Polish learning workshop, and I believe that Agatha is going to make the most gorgeous Polish food, and we're all invited. And at the same time, there will be a managing stress workshop. There will be also a family communication workshop, and there will be an introduction to greener living program. And all those workshops are available for free in the Lantern. And as well as that, we'll be inviting everybody to come in and, visit us in the Lantern. And there'll be creamy cakes and biscuits and tea for anybody that comes through the door to say hello to us.
That's very good, very good. So is everyone welcome to join in? Anyone can come in?
Anybody can come in. They just need to give us a call to kind of book their places to make sure we have space in the workshops. So the number is 086 023 6442, and they get onto myself and we'll book them in, and there'll be no issue then.
Wow. So we're going to give those contacts again, though, at the end, just in case people didn't get it. They might have an opportunity to get a pen. But the contacts are in the brochure as well.
They are. They're all in the brochure. Each little individual workshop is advertised in the brochure for every day of the week. We have something going on every day during the week of the Lifelong Learning Festival.
Wow. And there isn't a cost, as you said, Karina.
No cost, and everybody's welcome.
Okay, we might go to you first, Kieran. Tell us a little bit about what the Lantern means to you.
It means a sense of belonging, meeting people, getting involved in things, feeling part of a group, learning new skills, and feeling just a sense of warmth in the place.
And Liam, tell us a little bit about what you painted on the mural.
I painted 5 pictures of myself and the dog, and a computer, and a cross, and myself and the former member Connor.
Yeah, I'm looking at, I have a photograph of the mural in front of me as well. And what does the Lantern project mean to you, Liam?
I meant getting out of the house. I felt lonely and isolated in the house, and I wanted to do. My sister had me find this somewhere to go.
Yeah.
That's what got me around, because I said I was very lonely and isolated and down myself.
And how did you find the experience, the whole experience of working on this mural?
It was my first time, and at the start I didn't feel I could accept it or well handle it, but Sparks help, I did it.
Wow. Wow. And what a job.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's the first time doing
piece of
anything
work.
like that.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the whole thing. I know you can only get a certain sense of what it's like from a picture.
It's a huge picture.
But yeah, to see it. So, Kieran, tell us what you painted on the mural.
Okay, I painted. I did a one on Connect 4, which involves playing a game with someone else
Oh, yeah.
and being involved in a group. Also, I painted one in the kitchen. I was doing a cooking class separate and peeling the carrots. What that meant for me, a sense of worthwhileness, a sense of value in myself,
Yeah.
sense of purpose, doing something that I enjoy,
Wow.
and feeling good about myself.
That's wonderful. Yeah. You know, I was actually...
Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Also, I did another piece on like a gorilla, that expression, feeling down, sad, lonely, isolated, stuff like that. That was what I was trying to portray in that image. And I did another one then. I did it on feeling like two people, like, what was the fourth one?
The lantern.
The lantern, coming in the door and feeling a sense of connection with people and belonging.
That's wonderful, because there are so many people like you, Liam, who feel isolated. And I was talking to a man recently, and he was getting involved with a group as well, and he said, I'm really just now starting to appreciate that I'm being social again. For so many years, I was on my own, and I didn't know how to socialise, and now I'm learning what it's like to be with people. It's very important. Okay, Spark, we're just going to go over to you, the artist in situ. How did you get involved in the project, in this type of work?
Well, I got involved in the Lantern a good few years ago because I was running, and still am running, art workshops with the Big Brothers Big Sisters project, which is a Croega project.
Yeah.
And so Norma Roach knew of my work with Big Brothers Big Sisters. So the men's group was already in action and running, and she approached me and asked me would I be interested in facilitating an art project with the men's group, specifically for the men to look at their experiences, both outside of the project, what had led them to come to the Lantern, and their experiences within the men's group. And so we went ahead with the project. I said, yes, I'd love to do that. The whole idea came about for the mural through discussion, really. Yeah. I met with the whole men's group, which is quite big. I think there's nearly 30 men in the men's group overall. And we found out which men would like to be part of an art project and what kind of art project they'd like to do. So we had a few different ideas, didn't we? Had an animation idea came up at one point, a book project, a mural, but most of the men, the main idea came up for doing a mural, collaborative mural. So that's how we created the mural. That's how it came about.
It's a wonderful work, because from what both Kieran has said and Liam has said, they've worked on their own individual ideas, but part of a larger group. So it has so many different bonuses because of that, I think.
That is the absolute beauty of mural art, particularly, because it brings people together in a way that's really equal. Yeah. And it means that nobody is in control of what the overall image looks like.
Yes.
We discuss it as a group. We make decisions as a group. And whilst we're making decisions about the overall image as a group, the men are also creating their own individual pictures, which means something very personal to them.
Yes. Yeah, as we heard from both Kieran and Liam.
It was a big thing to take on, because most of the men who took part had not really done art before. And, you know, it was a very big thing for them to take on. It was an emotional process. People are expressing themselves about very serious issues, very important and very heartfelt issues. Yeah. And you're also making an image which will be on public display. So we're not just making images for ourselves to take home and put on our wall or whatever. we're actually making images, personal images, which will be shown to the whole of Cork City or even beyond.
And I think that's really good because, as you said, it's things that are personal to the guys. And again, as Kieran and Liam both shared, these are personal images. And as people come along and ask them, it's a way of sharing what you've been through and sharing your own thoughts and feelings. And that's very therapeutic, I think.
It's really lovely. And it's the way that we all got to know each other. I mean, I didn't know any of the men before. I knew Kieran a little tiny bit, but I didn't know any of the other men that took part in the project until I facilitated this project. So we were all getting to know each other at the same time as making a mural. So the whole process was happening in conjunction with each other.
So how many men were involved, or how many people are involved in this project, Spark?
There were, overall, I'd say about 15 men helped to plan the mural. And about 9 men painted the mural.
That's right.
Wow. And most of them weren't involved in art before because it's very beautiful.
There's only one, wasn't it?
Only one, yeah.
One.
You know what I love about it is the colouring, the different colours and the contrast and the image. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And for me, I've got so much out of it. I've learned so much with the help of Spark. And I'm so glad I've done it.
Yeah.
And it helped me because I've been living on my own for years. And I feel I'm meeting people and it lifts my spirits, doing something valuable and worthwhile.
It's wonderful. And I love the centrepiece and how everything just comes out of that.
Yeah.
And if people want to see the mural, they can actually see it on our Facebook page. We put up a post yesterday of the image of the mural that's on the Echo, and they can actually see it themselves. It's very striking.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it in situ. What difference does the community art make, Spark?
Oh, I think community art makes a huge difference to people's lives. I feel that generally the art world is a little bit exclusive, and it's quite difficult for a lot of people to feel that their way of being creative is really included in that. And community art is a way to include everybody and value everybody's point of view and everybody's way of being creative. And something like a mural like this is so lovely because it can hold people with very, who are very skillful, who've done lots of art in the past, and it can also hold people who are just coming new to the project. And each person is supporting the other. So it's a way of creating community at the same time. I think that's the real beauty of community art is how we all support each other. And that art can really be anything for anybody. There's no... to my mind, there shouldn't really be a hierarchy in the art world. There is a hierarchy. I wish there wasn't. But I think that the way that we work together is very much about dispersing that and including everybody, whether it's a completely new thing or whether it's something you've done for years and that you love, that we can come together and actually enjoy each other and create together.
Yeah. And there must be a great sense of satisfaction in that, like with the lads, Kieran and Liam, and helping them to pick something that meant a lot to them, that they wanted to express, and then just to see it all coming together.
It's extremely moving, yeah. When I saw the interview for the first time in the documentary with the lads, actually I broke into tears. I just found it so moving to hear. The lads always speak from the heart anyway, you know. But when somebody speaks from the heart and it's a documentary or it's in public view, it takes huge courage to do that. It's not a small step to do that. And mostly I think we're taught not to do that. We're taught to, we have to sort of hide emotions and we have to be professional and kind of keep up a face, Yeah. Whereas actually when we speak from the heart, it makes so much more difference to everybody else,
That's so true. Yeah. And, in regards to even just as both of the lads shared the different pieces that they put in and what it meant to them, when you go and see it then you really are so moved and you appreciate it so much more that so many of these different people have really expressed themselves in it. Now, we've heard a lot about the documentary, Karina, so tell us a little bit about the documentary.
Well, there is a design team who come together to think about the vision that the Lantern project should take. It's an initiative of the Presentation Sisters, the Lantern itself, but the design team are a group of people that meet from all walks of life. There's artists, there's people from the HSE, Dennis Barrett from the CETB, there's sisters from the Presentation Order, Sister Angela, and lots of different people. A major contributor would also be Shep in Ballincollig. Jim there is the director, and he comes on board as well, and he gives input. But the design team were thinking we really wanted to celebrate the work that's done in the lantern and also educate people that this is happening in the city and how beautiful the work is. So we wanted to give testimony. So I got on board with Maria Young and Tina Horan, and both of them came in and we spoke about the plan for the documentary, about how many things are happening in the lantern at the moment and how vibrant the life was there. And I needed for them to capture the essence of it without being intrusive.
Yes. Yeah.
And the girls are so professional and in such a lovely way. They really got to the core of what we needed to show. They knew, I suppose instinctively, because both of them come from the world of art. Tina has her own dance company and works with young people, and her work is very empowering. And Maria, coming from many years of production in the Opera House and being a music teacher herself and knowing lots about staging and lighting and all their gifts coming together, really brought, I suppose, the true essence of what we wanted to create out. So we have a 17 and a half minute documentary. It's original music throughout. A young man, Ross O'Regan, created some of the music for it. It was his first time composing any music. Hannah, my own daughter, and my husband created music to line the back of it. And TJ Manning, the caretaker, who you've interviewed here before, Anna, he wrote a song about Nan O'Neill, and that's the title track to the documentary. And throughout the documentary, the people that speak are the participants in the lantern.
Yeah.
And they tell their story about the difference that it's made for them. And to be fair, in my heart, I just feel like it's really recognising the essence of what Nan O'Neill was trying to do in the community, because it is an outreach.
Yes.
It is a real outreach to people, and it really meets people where they are, and it's about empowerment. So the documentary will be premiered at the beginning of May. We haven't got a date or venue yet, but we will let you know.
I'm sure you will. I'll be looking forward to it, because I know I've spoken to both Tina and Maria before about the last short film they made.
Yeah, they're gifted.
And I saw that. They're really beautiful.
Yeah.
Just artistically beautiful.
Yeah. And the whole way, the honesty of the people that spoke and how they captured that.
Yeah.
Shines through, you know?
Yeah.
It shines through, and it tells a great story, and it's a real feel-good story, because there's a happy ending, you know, for people. There's a really positive outcome. The connection that people find in the lantern, the sense of community, the sense of belonging, it shines through. And, you know, it's evident in the documentary, and it's evident in the house, in the 14 George's Quay.
Yeah.
You know?
Just before we finish up, one of the things that I'd like to ask, and I know mainly because we're coming up to the Cork Lifelong Learning Festival, it might be the first time that somebody puts a foot through your door of the Lantern Project. But I suppose we might just ask you first, Kieran, the first time that you came into the project, were you nervous, and how has that changed now?
I was very anxious coming in for the first time. Very meeting new people. What would I be like? Took me a while to adjust to the place. But I have improved immensely since that time, and I feel a lot better in myself now that I have been involved.
And are you glad that you took that first step?
Absolutely. I'm thrilled, because I was afraid at the start it mightn't work for me, but now that I've made that step, I feel a lot better in myself, and I have more confidence in my ability to do things.
Yeah.
So definitely, yes, it has worked for me.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And as you mentioned earlier, you really feel like it's a place that you belong.
It's a safe place.
Yeah.
A sacred spot for me. And everybody's so nice there. Everyone, the minute you come in the door, everyone's so welcoming.
Yeah.
And I really mean that, sincerely.
It's wonderful. What about you, Liam? The first time that you stepped in the door, were you nervous?
Not really, no. I was a bit anxious, but not nervous, because straight away I got friends with Connor.
Yeah.
And then we done with Kieran, Michael O'Mahony, Michael O'Shea, and Donald, and load of. Then when Albert came, and Jason Walsh, and we got on grand.
Yeah.
2 fellas of the course, and we got on grand down there. Then snooker and all that. And that's Michael O'Shea and me, great friends, I know, and Kieran.
Yeah.
We got on great.
And do you enjoy going there now?
I do, yeah, very much.
Are you glad that you took that first step, even though you were a little bit anxious?
Yeah. This is how she looked up online, different places, the basement and the lantern. I went to the basement to one very suitable, so and then tried the lantern and further down.
Yeah. And how long have you been going to the lantern now, Liam?
About a year, something like that, I don't know.
Wow. So that year has made a huge difference.
Yeah.
So just before we finish up, Karina, tell us again a little bit about how people can contact and book their places and all of that, and where they can find the Facebook and where they can find all your details.
Yeah. Well, if you want to find out more about the Lantern Project, we have a website, and it's www.lanternproject.ie. And our Facebook page is www.facebook.com/Lantern Project Cork. And for the Lifelong Learning Festival, all our workshops are advertised in the Lifelong Learning Festival booklet.
Yep.
And if you want to contact us directly, and I'll take care of your booking, it's 086 023 6442. I still don't know the number, even though I'm there months. So it's 086 023 6442, or you could email us at info@lanternproject.ie. And genuinely, we'd love to see more people come through the door, that we can give them cake and tea and, welcome them.
And can people see the documentary before the actual launch?
No, we're showing nobody.
Oh, okay.
But we will make it available afterwards, hopefully on our website and on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
And anybody who comes in, we'll make sure we'll have the date of the launch within the next 2 days.
Yeah, and it'll be on the Facebook and all
we will
of
definitely,
that.
and we'll be inviting everybody to come and see that. Yeah.
It's wonderful. Spark, are you going to work with the Lantern Project again?
Well, we're continuing to work together, the men's group and myself. We're currently working on a men's book project.
Wow.
So the men are working on their own personal images and writing and poetry, and that will be published as a small booklet later on in the year.
Wow. Lots going on, and as you all said, a very welcoming place for anyone who's listening and maybe thinking about stepping in the door for the first time. You'd be more than welcome, as you heard.
Everybody, so yeah, I find that I couldn't fault the place.
Yeah.
Really enjoyable place.
Wonderful.
Everybody's so kind.
Yeah, and that's what people need. A little bit of kindness and somebody to take care of them for a little while. Spark, Liam, Kieran and Karina, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you
Anna.
very much.
Thank
God
you.
bless.